The Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 3.6 inch barrel compact. Let's check it out. When Smith & Wesson introduced their M&P line originally, it was a big hit, very popular line. It really brought Smith & Wesson up to the forefront of the semi-automatic market. But now that they've introduced the 2.0 series, these are excellent pistols. There are a lot of features on these handguns that really put them beyond and at the top of the heap. Today we're going to take a look at the 3.6 inch barrel M&P 2.0. This is really a in-between size from a compact and the subcompact. Smith & Wesson introduced their 2.0 series last year, and with the 4-inch barrel compact, I mean, it was an instant success. There were a lot of improvements made over the pistol. We're going to talk about those in a minute. But one of the big things that Smith & Wesson did was it matched the same size as the Glock 19, and that's been a very elusive thing, it seems like, for most compact 15-in-1 round guns to be able to do. And then they came out now with the 3.6 inch barrel, so that gives you almost a ½ inch less in length. It carries 15-in-1, which is also huge because you have a double stack handgun, but yet you have a very concealed carry package and still shootable at the range, which is big. Now, many people are going to say, why in the world would 0.4 inches of a barrel and slide make a big difference? Here is the compact. This is the 4-inch compact. Go ahead and just set these two together. Now, the frames are pretty much the same. It's just cut down here at the front. This is the only difference right here. It's about 0.4 inches. 3.6 inch, 4-inch barrel. And the slide corresponds with that. But guys, to me, this is where the magic happens. Here I have my Glock 26. 10 rounds, and we've got 15 here. So, you know, you've definitely got a little bit of an advantage with the Smith, but you've got a longer slide. And honestly, it's probably less than ½ inch. Here with the extension, you're getting 5 extra rounds with just this much of a grip extension. But here's the real kicker. This is typically the way I carry my Glock 26. With the extension, it's a little easier to grab. I do have 1 extra round. I do have some Packmeyer extensions that have 2 extra rounds. You're still only talking about 12 rounds. A very minimal difference for 15 rounds. That to me is massive. I mean, it is a very small difference between the Glock 26 or a full grip Smith & Wesson with 15-in-1. These are excellent quality magazines, which are typical for Smith & Wesson. There are 2 magazines that come with the gun. Has a nice polymer base plate. You have your witness holes. One of the things, though, about the 2.0 series that kind of surpassed their original M&P series is the aggressive texturing on the grip. I mean, it has a very nice texturing. In fact, it's almost too aggressive. Here you can see it's kind of a laser cut pattern, and it just goes all around the areas that really give you a good, firm, comfortable grip. Probably a shirt guard on your holster would be nice with this texturing, but it still feels really good in your hand. One of the big things, though, about Smith is they have 4 different, what they call palm swells on the back. Not only is it a dimension here with length from small, medium, medium-large to large, it actually thickens here, and it gives you a little more grip to the pistol. But speaking of grip, this carries the 18-degree grip, which is excellent, more toward your 1911 style grip, and so it's a very natural pointing handgun. If you bring your handgun up your natural point of aim is really important to be able to get those sights lined up immediately. And that's one of the things that this Smith does. I mean, you bring it up and it just seems to go right into the right spot. Now the slide is a stainless steel. It's covered in an armorite finish. Has a very nice sheen to it. The scallops on the serrations are typical for M&P, and there's some small ones right here at the back. One thing though that I've realized is that with this slide, it actually allows you to grip the slide without serrations. It gives you a little bit of a bite to be able to do those press checks. It comes with either no frame safety, or you can get the option of having a frame safety, you know, if you choose to do that. Magazine release, pops the magazines out, ejects the magazines, I should say, and it is stippled as well. Of course, you have your slide stop, you have your takedown lever. The slide stop is ambidextrous, and you can switch the mag release to the other side. One thing they've changed is 2 slots on the front rather than 3 on the 4-inch barrel model. But one big thing is the low bore axis. I mean, you can really get your hand way up near the slide. And one of the big reasons that that's important is that when the mass of the slide is coming back, the higher up it is, the more violent it's going to rock. I mean, it's just part of physics. With it lower to your hand, getting close, and you can see there's not much frame distance, it really keeps the muzzle flip down. And with this short 3.6-inch barrel, that's even more important than a 4-inch barrel or longer. Now the M&P series comes with either a 3.6-inch, a 4-inch, or a 4.6-inch threaded barrel. Now, so you have some different choices with the series, but the 4.6-inch threaded barrel model comes with a 17-round magazine, so it gives you a little more options. And then there are other sight options and higher sights and things like that. This does come in 9mm. It also comes in 40 and 45. Now these little windows show a stainless steel extended chassis in the gun, in the frame. What this does, it keeps from flex happening. With these polymer frames, they do flex, and it keeps the torque down. So it gives you a really more of a rigid platform, and yet still retains a very lightweight handgun with the polymer frame. The weight with the magazine, 1 pound, 9.4 ounces. The Glock 26 with the extended magazine, 1 pound, 5.8 ounces. Now the trigger is a pivot type trigger. You can see that it does have a block here. You can't hit it from the top, but if you hit the lower portion, it's going to deactivate that safety. But we're going to check the trigger pull action. So we have some take up, and it's just really smooth until you get right here to the end. There's a little click, and then a nice clean break. I mean, this is definitely a big improvement over the original. Let's go ahead and check for reset. Right there. That's good and short. It's audible and it's tactile. Let's check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge. Got this at Brownells. 4 pounds, 11.4 ounces. £4 pounds, 14.8 ounces. So we're getting about the 4 3/4 pound mark. I mean, that is nice, crisp, and light, and yet still heavy enough for a defensive handgun. You have 3-dot sights. They are steel. There is a small cocking shelf right here for one-handed reloads, and then these are dovetailed in. And of course, there are a number of different sight options if you want to go with night sights or just change out your sights to whatever you like. I want to thank Freedom Munitions for supplying the 9mm ammunition. Get a 5% discount using Suit00 on the Freedom Munitions website. Also want to thank GunMagWarehouse.com for supplying some extra magazines. They furnish magazines for me, especially for my reviews. It really helps, so I'm not doing too much of this, even though the Lula loader always helps. One thing about this gun is the grip, just the remodification of the grip, better texturing. The trigger is much better. In fact, the reset is just excellent. When I was doing rapid fire shots, I mean, that trigger just wanted to run. I mean, it was really a joy to shoot this, even with rapid fire. Of course, accuracy was good. Sights are easy to see. No malfunctions at all. With a little bit of the shorter barrel, you would expect maybe a little more muzzle rise, but I didn't get it. I mean, it was pretty much spot on. The ergonomics on this are just excellent, and the grip angle, I really like it. It doesn't get that kind of oversized grip angle where it makes you point down. It just seems to point very naturally. Now, one of the reasons why I feel like this gun just seems to be a good solid feeling gun at the range is the internal metal frame. I think it really keeps the frame from flexing so much. It makes you feel like you've got more of a secure handle on the handgun when you're firing it. It's that in-between size. It's not the subcompact where you feel like you have your hands hanging off the grip, and yet it's small enough to carry and it's flat. But yet when you're at the range, you just feel like you're shooting a full-size gun. Guys, I've been using rubber dummies for the past 2 years. They are the best training tool out there. And Mike from Rubber Dummies got in touch and said he's going to give Such viewers a 15% discount if you use the link below and you put Such00 in the coupon code. Okay, to disassemble the firearm, drop your magazine, make sure that the gun is unloaded, and let's go ahead and just bring our slide all the way into the rear position. If you'll notice this little green lever right here, we just bring it down. Now what that does is that disengages the striker. Then bring your takedown lever around and the slide comes right off. You don't have to pull the trigger that way. You can do it by pulling the trigger to disassemble, but this is the way that is recommended by Smith & Wesson, and it's definitely a safer way to do it. Of course, recoil spring and guide rod, it uses one of the flat recoil springs, which helps mitigate recoil. It's also a stainless steel guide rod. Here we have our barrel, 3.6 inches. And we have the inside of the slide, which is immaculately finished. I mean, it has a beautiful finish, no tool marks, very well done. Nice large locking block with a long slide rail here. A lot of times, especially like with the Glock, it's about a 1/2 inch. Of course, the rear ones are the smaller. These work, they're fine, but this gives you a little extra. And then again, guys, inside here, you've got that stainless steel sleeve that's going to help with flexing and torquing. It's going to give you a more stable platform for the slide to ride on. And that's all you need to do to field strip the pistol. Now we're going to reverse order, bring in your barrel, your recoil spring and guide rod, bring back your slide, lock it into the right place. Now, one thing you're going to notice is you have your lever that's down. You don't have to touch it. In fact, I want you to see this. As you bring your magazine up, it just clicks right back into place. Now release the takedown lever and drop the slide. Enter a fresh mag, and you're good to go. We have 4 different choices of palm swales. Now the reason why I say palm swales and not back straps is that there is a swale here if you choose to have that. And it's going to feel the hand in a different way. It's going to mitigate the recoil, totally different. And then here we have just the small. On here is the medium. Now to change out your back strap palm swales, we're going to drop the magazine. The gun is unloaded. You just want to make sure. Then you take this area right here and just turn it to a 90-degree angle and then pull it right out. Once you do that, the grip comes right off. And each grip size is identified by this little small square. Here is the medium large. So to replace your strap, get it, set it in, take your tool, place it in at a 90-degree angle and turn it, and you're done. Now here we have the 15-round magazine that comes with the compact, and then we have a standard M&P magazine that is 17 rounds. These will take your standard 17-round M&P magazines, even the older ones. In fact, this one is an older one. But you'll notice that grip. Now while it will fire like that, it definitely is a little bit ungainly, and you can overextend the magazine into the mag well. So Smith & Wesson offers 2 of these spacers. Place them on, and now you've got a complete full grip. This magazine will take 17 rounds with this configuration. The manufacturer suggested retail price is $569, but you can get this considerably less at a lot of dealers. And the 15-round factory mags on Gun Mag Warehouse are running $33.99. And I want to thank Smith & Wesson for sending this pistol for the test and evaluation. If you're looking for a concealed carry piece with a double stack magazine and yet really easy to carry every day, this is an excellent choice. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. And that was kind of a, you know, a sideways bullcrap. When they introduced their 2.0, it surpassed even. Okay. And I really think this is an excellent concealed. The M&P 2.0 3.6 barrel. That's a lot. The Smith & Wesson M&P M2.0 3.6 inch compact pistol. Good gosh. Okay, whatever.